What's been going on, Amber?
You know, a lot has been going on. I am getting my house painted. You have a new
Mm-hmm.
job.
I do. Yeah.
Uh, there's so many things going on. We haven't been on in quite some time. So we wanted to just come in, kind of do a little freestyle, talk to all of our people just about all the things.
All the things. Just an update.
Just an update.
Yeah, I have started this new job, and my work schedule is now Tuesday through Saturday. I work every Saturday. I'm in sales, and I'm not used to working on Saturdays, and it's long hours, but I feel like my whole social life has just been kind of on hold since I started this new job. It's weird.
I think it has been on hold.
Yeah, it's which it's a lot to get used to, completely different schedule and all of that. But weeknights I come home and I'm just tired, and then the whole Saturday thing is really messing me up because I'm off on Mondays, but nobody else is.
Can we just talk about something that you just said? Like we both just turned 50, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we're not spring chickens. And there has been a few times, even this last weekend, if you remember, I was like, oh, kind of want to go out. I haven't been out. And I think later that night, I was like, yeah, no, I'm done. I don't want to go. I would rather
Yeah.
do nothing than leave my house. So
Well, Saturday we were gonna go see some band or something, right?
we were going to go see a band.
Yeah, and it's I was going to let you talk me into it.
Yeah.
But when you said you weren't going, I was just like, "Oh, thank God. I just want to go home and watch
Gosh.
YouTube." How sad is that, though?
Well, but you know what? I think that in our group and in our friendship circles, there are our listeners, right? I think there's probably a lot of
All
people that can
7 of them
relate. All seven of our visitors. I think there's a lot of
listeners.
people that can relate.
I think so, yeah. And I don't know, it's just maybe 50 on just hit me a few months late or something, I don't know, but I'm very much becoming a homebody, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it.
If I have to shave my legs to go on a date, I'm not going.
I don't know that we needed to hear that, but I mean, I understand the sentiment, and I have heard that same kind of thing before. Uh,
I'm waiting for No Shave November.
yeah, well, me too.
No. Listen, so we have a fun thing that we're covering next week. We are going to be hanging out with a local women's group that I am somewhat familiar with, and they are having kind of a little bit of a singles matchmaking uh, social event,
Soiree.
right? Soiree, yes.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about the amount of negativity that surrounded this event yesterday on our local group? So let me just kind of give a little bit of backstory here. I know a lot of this was happening while you were working, but uh, girlfriends post, "Hey, we're having this singles event. Want to make sure everybody knows about it." This was in a couple local groups here in our circle, and I offered to share it in our North Georgia singles group, right? Which you and I are admins in, and I did that because there were three times as many women that were attending this event than men,
I
right?
like those odds.
I know you do like those odds. And that is something that I used to see a lot when I was in the dating service businesses. Once we got to age probably 45, 50,
Right.
it was more like 10 to 1. Like we see it in church, right? The little ladies that bake for the men and all this stuff. So I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on with it. But like yesterday, I was so disappointed kind of in some of the comments that surrounded this cool meeting, right? The guys were like, well, why would I want to come and pay for this? How do I know who's going to be there? What if the women are not active and physically fit? And it was very disappointing to me to see over 300 comments in our local community group. And I don't know, probably 30 to 40 in our group. And there were at least four times as many negative comments as there were positive about something that I thought singles people our age would be just a little bit more excited about.
Unfortunately, I think that that's kind of where we are in society, and it's certainly where we are in the dating world. It's just negativity it seems to rule the day these days, and it's just so easy to fall into. And it's also easy to say, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, because
Right.
then there's no risk of failure. There's no risk of putting yourself out there. I mean, I think somehow on a societal level, it's just gotten easier for all of us to bitch and moan and complain than to do anything. And I don't know. I don't, it's sad. I don't know what to say about it. What do you do? What do we do about it?
Yeah, we have some content that we started working on that is going to be dropping probably sometime in the next month with your work schedule, I'm hoping. And it's really how to leave your house single. And I think that it goes back to not just how you're carrying yourself. We've covered a little bit of that, but just how are you coming across as a single person? We've touched it. We've scratched the surface a little bit. We've talked a little bit about photos and stuff like that, but I do think it's really important to just kind of address what you just said. This negative Nelly, angry woman, angry men syndrome with this passive aggressiveness. So we're going to be diving into that here probably sometime in the next month or so, along with some flirting, right? Like, are
Uh-huh.
you flirting or are you just being nice? Some cool stuff. And then going back to our dating app dilemma, something exciting. I just found out that Bumble is making a little bit of a shift in their operating model. They are now going to allow men to make the first move as well. I had some success actually on Bumble back probably 5, 6, 7 years ago. Love the entire empowerment for women. I love that the woman's founder. I love the story behind her having kind of been I don't know, 86 at Match. But Bumble did a survey where they tapped 2,200 women and they found out that 66% prefer men to send the first message. I think that I am not scared to send the first message, but I certainly do think that um, we all like to uh, feel great when a guy like shoots his shot and shows up in our messages. So interesting that Bumble has made that change. This came into the news last week, and I'm going to be really interested to see how that goes. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. And I mean, traditionally, it's always been sort of the onus has been on the man to make the first move. That doesn't mean that this is a whole other subject, but I think it's a lot more acceptable in 2026 for women to make the first move or to ask a guy
Mhm.
out than it was 10 years ago, or especially 20 or 30 years ago. I don't think there's anything wrong with either one.
Yeah.
But I think that, I mean, they probably did that if they had been getting all of the engagement and all of the, screen time they wanted, they probably wouldn't have done that. So I would imagine that had to be driven by some kind of loss of market share or reduction in activity. But it'll be interesting to see. But of course, that was kind of their thing, right? Because all of the other dating apps allow the man or the woman to send the message first. And I thought it was I think it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. But while we're talking about the apps, I made a foray back into Facebook dating, I
You
don't know,
did.
about a month ago.
I think you did. I heard.
And I had not been on any app since before my last relationship. So it's been right at it's been, gosh, let's just say a year, somewhere right around there. And a little over a year, maybe even. And it has been dismal, just
Mhm.
dismal. Like there's no excitement. There's no, I can remember sometimes being a little excited because you might have somebody worth talking to, on the other end of the message. And now it's just, I don't even check it but once or twice a week because I just know. And I don't know if things change that much in a year or
Well,
I don't
no, it
know.
hasn't changed that much in a year. I just think that Um, it's really, and I made this post actually today, and I think that you piggybacked on it. Like our group, any singles group, any church group, any dating app is going to be what you make it, right? There are going to
Hmm.
be like your philosophy is there is a line below which we are not willing to engage.
Yeah,
We're going to
yeah,
have to go through those, kiss the
yeah.
frogs, burn the haystack, whatever you want to do to kind of train this algorithm to hopefully give you, to kind of give you,
Yeah, to send you down the right power to train the algorithm. Yeah, and I get that. And I guess I am complaining, but I'm not going to go on and on about it. I'm not going to make all these Facebook posts about it and just, I mean, it is what it is, and you got to go through a lot of crap to find anything worth having. But I, it's so much of life is like that, I guess.
yeah, I'm going to be excited to see how this meeting in the wild goes. We co-hosted an event, I don't know, a little over a month ago. I don't really think
Yeah.
that we've been on since that weekend when we did that event, and it was a single mingle event with
Hmm.
two Atlanta singles groups, and it was a great time. And one of the things that really stood out to me, besides someone telling me that I was a pleasant surprise, like, hello, I am absolutely marvelous no
Clearly,
matter where I am.
clearly.
But it really did allow us to get a different feel for someone who really is. And I think that my takeaway from that is we do spend a lot of time swiping, and no matter what we see on the screen, we really have to open up our minds because we're going to get a very different version of that person when we meet them face to face. We
Well,
just have to open our mind.
yeah, I think the meeting people in public is kind of coming back a little bit. I mean, I've been far more interested in doing that lately than I have been looking on the app. And we've talked about the endless swiping. I haven't been endless swiping. I really haven't. I've just,
Right.
I try to pay attention when I'm out and about, in the freezer section at Publix, whatever your thing is. But I've met a couple people out, and it's fun. I mean, it's a totally different experience. I think it's much more organic, and there's not a right or a wrong way, but I think just being open to it, even in your day to day life, at work or at the grocery store or whatever,
Yeah,
at the sauna.
I think it will be good for us to, when we talk about how to leave your house single, I think it's going to be good for us to talk about just kind of that preparation, that mindset, how to leave your house single. I think that you're going to talk a little bit about how to set yourself up mentally with framework when you're about to go in for an approach, whether that's over peas or whatever your grocery store methodology is, because I
Ease.
feel like I know that you do have one. So I think it's going to be very interesting because I have
I
heard
call it the Publix policy.
the Publix policy.
No, I just
Um,
made that up right then.
wow. Well, it's kind of the Publix
The
policy.
I could come up with something though.
Yeah.
The Publix
Um,
Protocol.
Publix Protocol.
That's good.
But what about all the people that go to Ingles? Or what
Well, it
about the
doesn't
Piggly
have to be
Wiggly people?
Publix.
What
Listen,
about
I
the
am old
Piggly?
school. I am an OG Piggly Wiggly guy.
Same.
Did you know that Piggly Wiggly was they started in South Carolina, the very first grocery store where you went in and shopped for your groceries? Before that, it was like you'd order your groceries up and pick them up at the counter, like the butcher.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, how it was. Piggly Wiggly. I have a very, very soft spot in my heart for the pig.
Well, let's not call it the Piggly Wiggly Protocol.
No, that's why it's the Publix protocol. Where shopping is a pleasure.
Shopping
Publix,
is
where
a pleasure.
dating is a pleasure.
Yes. Um,
You forgot what you were going to say, didn't you?
I did forget what I
It's
was
okay.
gonna
I do it all
say.
the time. Oh, I guess we could kind of talk about my kind of sort of breakup.
You kind of sort of had a breakup.
I
I don't
did.
know
It
all the
was,
details
well,
because I'm Switzerland here, you know. You're my best pal. She's one of my very good friends. You guys met in the wild.
we met at one of your outings, and hell, I don't have any details. I'm a man. I don't ask details. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Well, I think the important thing is that rejection, however it comes, it doesn't define who we are. So I think it will
Nah.
be interesting for us to dive into rejection here before we get to cuffing season, which is something that's coming up here in the next few months. But all of us go through rejection, whether it's um, productive, positive, thanks but no thanks. We also reject others. So I think it would be really nice for us to go through and kind of talk a little bit about kind of the etiquette of rejection, how to receive it, and also how to give it. Because despite how angry and negative and all of this, mindset that we've grown into when we get to our 50s, we really should not have anyone, whether we're attracted to them or not, leave us feeling worse because they came up to us than they did before they had the idea to walk up to us. So even if it's someone that you don't want to dance with, that you're not interested in messaging with online, there should be no part of you or the etiquette of the rejection that makes that person really feel bad about coming to talk to you. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I agree. You can be direct and still be kind.
Yeah. You
And
can
I'm
be.
not, and just to be clear, my discussion with my person was nothing but kind. I mean, there was no
Sure.
ugliness about it at all. And it was a very short lived thing. But anyway, it was just,
There was nothing mean about it from what you said to me. I think it was circumstantial. So sometimes it's not a bad thing, right? Like every season is not supposed to be the, the big event, right?
oh
So,
yeah, and that's part of the fun is also being able to just kind of go with the flow and not sweat every little thing. And so,
I
no
would
harm.
really
I
like to
mean,
go with the flow more.
yes, you do need to go with the flow more. I do too, but you need to even more than me.
I do.
You might be more high strung than me, and that is saying a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting a little high strung.
You need to be. You need. Do any of our listeners have any benzodiazepines that they can send Amber?
Maybe it'll be better once I get my house renovations complete.
I think it will. I definitely think that you will be less stressed when your renovations are complete.
Yeah. Well,
So
listen, I think that we have missed our little get togethers. We know that several of you have messaged us. A lot of people have asked, hey, when are you guys dropping something? We don't want you to think that we have forgotten about you.
we love
We
all
are
seven of you.
dealing. We are dealing with life things, and sometimes those things come up. But we did want to just come on and kind of do a little freestyle, talk about a little of this, a little of that, and put some content out. And we look forward to hopefully getting a full episode in sometime in the next week. Jason has one that he's going to be dropping for us, and we're going to tell you guys all about how this single event with 30 women and I guess maybe 10 men turns
Three to
out
one, guys.
next week. So come to
Even a
Ackworth
blind
next
squirrel
week.
gets a nut now and then.
Can you guys hear my crickets?
Crickets or cicadas?
Oh, maybe it's,
I
I
thought you
don't
were a
know.
country girl.
I was a converted, but I am a country girl at heart.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next episode.
The next episode. Dun, dun. Bye, guys. Have a great one.